Hello and welcome to Programming in C++. In this video we're going to cover some Chapter 4, which deals with control structures, Part 1, selection. We're going to do some of these exercises, show some of these exercises in this lab. Before we get started, go ahead and smash the like button and leave a comment at the end, and also subscribe to the channel. If you're unable to do that, it means you're not logged in. Go ahead and log in so you can do that. And if you have not yet created a YouTube login, it takes less than a minute and it is free. So take some time to do that, because when you do, then you'll be able to leave comments, like videos, and you will also, if you subscribe to channels, you'll be able to do that too. And once you do, you'll get notification whenever that channel posts a new video. Also, it'll make it easier for you to navigate throughout YouTube. So with that said, exercise in this series of programming in C++, program exercise 4-1. And this exercise wants us to write a program that prompts the user to input a number. The program should then output the number and a message saying whether the number is positive, negative, or 0. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at our code to start off with, and let's dive into this exercise. So we have our include statement already there. There's nothing else needed for this one. So let's go and start getting our cosmetics together. And we'll start by declaring our variables. So first we'll go, we only need one. I guess we could use num for number, and it's a double. Right? Then we'll go ahead and cout and simply put enter a number. Colon and space, and we'll semicolon there, and then we'll cin, and we'll refer this to our variable, which is number, then cout and inline. This time we're going to do another cout, and we'll make this one, the number you entered is space there for the number, and we'll use our variable number, and we'll go down here and use one quote and a comma, and this is a, then we'll put the close quote out here. And that error should go away. Then we'll use our semicolon. Alright, now let's throw in our if. Let's put our if on the same line. Goes number is equal to, it's 2 equals, if it's equal to 0, then, oops, go back up here. No semicolon after the if comment. So cout, and we will use, if it's equal to 0, exactly. So we would say 0. That would be the answer to that question. And then we'll end the line. Then we'll come down and use our else if. Number variable num is greater than 0, then we'll put, what do we want to do? Cout positive number. And just like that. Line, and then we'll do another else, same as this one, except it'll be a negative number. Actually, we'll do else. Yeah, we'll just do the same one, just negative. So we don't need to put it. Alright, so now let's get our return up here. So let's see what we did in this one on line. It started on line 8 because we didn't need to add any name constants or any other include statements. So we had one variable and it was a double for num, and enter a number using the variable num in line, and then we did the number you entered is, and this is a, so the if statement, the first one, if num is equal to 0, then cout 0. Else if number is greater than 0, positive number, and otherwise if it's not a 0 or a positive number, it's a negative number. Alright, so let's go ahead and run this program and see if we got our desired results. And let's go there. And enter a number, let's go 7. Number 7 is, the number you entered is 7, and this is a positive number. Let's try a negative number, -3. -3, and this is a negative number. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and calculate the grade while we're looking at our code while that's calculating. Once again, double num. Then I'll let you look at that if you do need it until it calculates. And scroll this over. You got 100% and a green check. If you did not get 100%, then continue to check the code and see where you went wrong. If you did, scroll on over and submit that assignment right there, and then we'll go on to the next one right after this. Alright, welcome back. Programming C++, programming exercise 4-2. In this exercise, we're going to write a program that prompts the user to input 3 numbers. The program should then output the numbers in ascending order, separated by a single space. So let's look at our code. We'll start with same thing. We don't need any more any include statements, and no name constants are involved in this one. So let's do our cosmetics. Move that down and get some room to work with. And let's start by declaring our variables, and we'll do double is num1 for number 1, num2 for number 2, num3 for number 3, and let's do double for the last one and call it temp. Temp. There we go. Do that. There we go. Semicolon. Next, let's cout. And let's say enter 3 numbers. And semicolon. Let's see in number 1, number 2, number 3. Cout inline. So we got if num1 is greater than num2. So temp is going to hold a temporary spot for us. Let's do our brackets. Oops, wrong spot. Let's go back to our if statement and let's brackets. Inside our brackets, let's go temp equals number 1. Then let's go number 1 equals number 2. and num2 equals 10. Temporary number, so let's go ahead and do that. So that's it for that. Let's go down. Less than or equal to number 2. So let's go COT, Cout. Num3 is less than or equal to num1, greater than or equal to num1. Now let's go ahead and tab that over, and we're going to Cout, that is. I did my if. Confusing myself here. Let's get back to what I was right. So let's do that first, and then let's do the if statement. Let's do it here. If num3 is here, there. And let's make this one. The numbers in ascending order are now, if num3 is greater than or equal to num1, let's go ahead and COT num3 3 quotes for the space to leave room, and then 1, then quotes for the space to leave room, and then let's do num2. End that line. So then we're going to else if. Num1 is greater than or equal to num3, and double ampersand num3 is greater than or equal to num2, and if this is the case, we're going to Cout number1, leave another, just like that one, space, and we will num3, make a space here, and num2. Line. So yeah, we'll check this over. Let's go down to another else. And then we'll Cout num1, space num2, space. let's look at what we've done. Started on line 8, named our variables. There was 4, they were doubles, num1, num2, num3, and temporary or temp. So we see out, enter 3 numbers, left our space, cn, number1, number2, number 3, and then if number1 is greater than number 2, temp equals number 1. So whatever your temporary number is will be the same. Place that. Then number 1 equals number 2 equals temp, and so on. The number, see out, the number is the numbers in ascending order are number 3 is less than or equal to number 1. See out number 3 with a space, quote, space, num1, more space, num2. Else if number 1 is less than or equal to number 3, double ampersands, number 3 is less than or equal to number 2. See out number 1, space number 3, space number 2, and then else see out number 1, space number 2, space number 3, inline. Alright, so let's run it. Looks good. Let's see what numbers we're going to use here. Alright, enter 3 numbers. It's 4, 6, and 11. Alright, numbers in ascending order 4, 6, and 11. Alright, so let's calculate that. Let's see what we got. And I'll bring you back to the code as always so you can check while you're waiting for that to go through. And we started on line 8 and 9. So you see line 8 and 9, we declared our variables. Then 11, 12, and 13, enter 3 numbers, and we got our green. So I'll let you see that again. So green check for task 1 and 100%. So back to the code. If you need more time, starting in line 8, go ahead and pause it, and then we're going to scroll down. There we go. Alright, so if you need more time on that, go ahead and pause it, and let's go on to our next exercise. So we'll go into programming in C++, program exercise 4-3, and this one, our instructions will write a program that prompts the user to input an integer between 0 and 35. The prompt should say enter an integer between 0 and 35. If the number is less than or equal to 9, the program should output the number, otherwise it should output A for 10, B for 11. So asterisk, asterisk, C, asterisk, asterisk for 12. And then dot, 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 and Z for 35. So I guess it's going to go through the alphabets, A, B, C, D, whatever, to match the number after 10. Alright. For numbers greater than or equal to 10, calculate the ASCII value for the corresponding letter and convert it to a clear using a character or char using the cast operator. Static underscore cast char, as we did before. So task 1, cast operator used. Task 2, correct output for all test cases. And task 3, prompt user for input includes enter an integer between 0 and 35. Alright, here's the code we're working with. So we'll get started, but right after this. Alright, so let's look at our code. First thing we're going to need to do is add some include statements. So I like to do this. Control C on that. And let's go with the first one we'll do is the include string. Then we will do IO minute. And then finally, let's add CMath. Alright, next we'll need our name constant. Let's put this up so we have this ready when we're ready to get the instructions again. We got them already. So let's go for that part. And let's do constant, and it's going to be a double, and it's going to be pi equals, times going to be rounded 3.1416. This is a 1593, all that. We'll just round it to 6, and then we'll use our semicolon for that. Get rid of that little. Do our cosmetic ordeal and create some room to work. Let's go back here on line 13. And let's declare our variables. The first one, it's going to be a string. Let's get this out of the way, and we'll call it shape. All right. Next, let's go to double, and we'll go with height. Height, radius, length, and width. Semicolon at the end. Let's do our precision, set precision. Fixed. Show points. And set precision. Keep our answer in the decimal places. Alright, so let's see out. We'll do some copy and pasting on this one. And we're going to want to say enter the shape type. Go, semicolon. Let's give some selections. Rectangle, circle, cylinder. And let's close out for me. Let's leave a space after that. And semicolon. And we'll call this shape. That's the shape variable. And we'll go see out and inline, and we'll copy and paste that. Let's get this over an array as far as it's going to go. Let's reuse this. And let's see. We're going to run an if. We're going to run an if statement first. You know, we did copy that. If this time we're going to shape equals rectangle. Oops. It's equal to rectangle. And we'll use our enter the length of the rectangle. Rectangle. Let's get this out of the way. Length of the rectangle. Look at that, and then we'll change this to length. H. And change this one, this is closer. Copy and paste that. Next CL is going to be width. So let's change that, enter the width. Rectangular, and let's go ahead and change this to width. So we got that done, and then we'll do more to the area of the rectangle. And And then so the area is going to involve the length times width. In line like that. Alright. Next we'll work the perimeter. Just type that up. So T perimeter. I didn't mention this. Equals space. Let's go down to the next line. Keep that. Let's go 2 times length plus width. And line. Let's keep this here. Next, we have an else if statement. Let's go on here. See. Let's go area of the rectangle. Area of the rectangle. Area of the rectangle, and we don't need this yet. That's why this is, and the inlet line, area of the rectangle, and times width, inline, and then, so we don't need this then. Yeah, we don't need that. Let's go. Asking for input. We're still giving output. Alright, so we got that solved. Let's go to, let's see, else if statement. But we're going to have that open. Actually, I'm going to use a bracket. I didn't use a bracket after if statement, did I? If it didn't, left out my bracket. But that's okay, because it's going to go right here. And this one's going to go right here. Above the else. Alright, so we've got our brackets that we left out, and we do else if. Now it looks regular. Else if shape is equal to circle. Now let's go ahead and do our bracket right this time. Now we're going to, why is this? I didn't indent off my F's for this particular one. Goes right, but after this bracket, between these brackets, these get indented. All of it. So let's do that now. There we go. And this one too. Alright, so that makes sense. Now we got on our right line this indent for this S. So we'll cancel out or see out. And let's do, actually let's go ahead and copy and paste these because they're going to be very similar. Do these for, actually we'll just do these. Let's get this slightly different because it's a circle. Let's copy and paste these to 28 down. Put these right here. Let's doctor them up. So we're going to enter the radius of the circle. This circle. that's going to be radius. Then area of the circle. The area of the circle is going to be, where's that radius? Spell it wrong here again. Yep, spelled it wrong. So alright, I corrected that. So radius inline, then let's go to area of the circle. The area is going to be pi, main constant, and times pi times w parentheses radius comma 2.0. So, and then that's going to end that line, so you can see that. Let's get that right. And then we're going to do circumference. Let's put these two together. That's going to be circumference of the circle. Circumference of the circle. Alright. Circumference of the circle. We need this. And then 2 times pi times p or 2 times pi times radius. So 2 times, we don't need this for that, so we got 2 times main constant times radius, and we're in line. Alright, so that covers the bracket for that else if. And we'll do another else if. The same, but I want to do it like this. Yep, let's do it like this. Let's copy and paste this whole thing from else if for our next else if statement. And there we did it. It was smooth, but there we go. So this is what we copied in, and we're going to change this to cylinder. So shape is cylinder. Cylinder. And let's take a quick break right there. Actually, now let's push on through. We're almost done. Enter the height of the cylinder here. Change that to height of the cylinder. Enter the height of the cylinder. There it is. Then we want to change our variable to height. And you can type all this up if you want to. I chose to copy and paste. Either way, we'll get the same result. Let's go with grinding with it. So next we want to do enter the radius of the base of the cylinder. And this only we're going to need CIN again. Call that radius. And do inline. Inline here. I do need this for the radius of the cylinder. There we go. And then lastly, volume of the center cylinder. volume of the cylinder. Space. And we'll do pi, our main constant, times PLW, Powell, and radius, comma 2.0. There we go with that one, and then times that by the height. No space for that. So height, and that will give us our. So next, see out, and we'll do surface. Somewhere. And space, and we'll just do the rest of the next line. And I should have tapped this over to same thing with this. Turn it over, equation. So it's a 2 times pi constant times radius and times height. And then we're going to add 2. So plus 2 times pi times same thing POW radius 2.0. And then we'll end that line. Let's go down. Close it out already. Where's our bracket? So we're going to bracket up here. Okay, let's do this then. So everything is faulty. Check that. ANDL. Got a fault. Everybody bracket up. So let's see. What do we do? Radius. So counts about the surface area of the cylinder. That's correct. That. Pi radius times radius. 2 times pi times radius times height plus 2 times pi times PLW radius. My hand line is not. Alright, so I'll finish it up and let's get that corrected up on the next line. So we've got to do an else. And then enter T. The program does not handle. And then does not handle space. And then we'll do shape. And then inline. Now let's see if we can get that cleared up. Let's get this up here, return 0. Alright, so we'll look and see what we got prior to this. So we got enter the height, enter the radius of the base, enter surface of the cylinder, volume of the cylinder. Let me get some time with this and see. We'll get back right after this. Alright, so we're back. Got some fresh eyes. Let's go ahead and lift out our. Clear up that real quick. Let's go once over a code. Make it quick. So we have to rewrite it. If we need to check it again, we will. But we started on line 2 with our include statements, 3 of them: string, IO, manip, and CMath. Use namespace, space was already there. Then we added our constant, our name constant, which is pi, and what it is equal to. So we did that on line 8. Then declared our variables. We had one string, which is called shape. Then we had four doubles: height, radius, length, and width. Then we did our step precision statement on line 16. Then on 18, we enter the shape type, and we give a choice between rectangle, circle, and cylinder. And then our variable shape. Then the next, on 22, we did an if statement. Shape is equal to rectangle, which is equal. And then 23, our bracket. 24, see out into the length of the rectangle. And we use our length variable, and end the line, of course. Then we went to into the width of the rectangle, use our variable width, and in line an area of the rectangle, which was the length times width. Those variables times each other gave us the area of the rectangle. And perimeter of the rectangle, so let's see, perimeter of the rectangle, shape, and else if shape equals circle. So if it is a circle, we will do enter the radius of the circle, radius, and then area of the circle. We did shape is equal to a cylinder, same thing. Circumference, just checking my spelling. Enter the radius of the base, cylinder, volume of the cylinder, surface. So surface should be surface area of the cylinder. Yeah, surface area of the cylinder. That shouldn't, except that's too much with the program, and it will affect our grade. Program does not handle, so if it does not, something that doesn't handle, it'll add it to the sentence. Alright, so let's go ahead and run this, see what we get. Looks promising. Into the shape type, let's go cylinder. Into the height of the cylinder, 34. Base of the cylinder, 28. And volume of the cylinder is 83,742. Surface area. So everything looks good there. Let's calculate it. And while we're calculating, as always, we'll look at the code, give you a chance to catch the code. And so let's go control minus. You see the whole thing. Control plus, that's too small. Alright, so here, if you're looking, we started on line 2. So line 2 through 18, you capture that. And if you still need more time, go ahead and hit the pause as we're scrolling down. So from 18 to line 33, go ahead and take a look at that for a few seconds before we. Alright, if you need more time, go ahead and hit that pause. We're scrolling down. We're going to be looking at it again. So let's go ahead through and check it out, see what we got wrong. We got everything wrong here. So 28.57, we only got part of a task. Alright, so let's pause. I'm going to give it a once over, and then we'll go through the new text or whatever we corrected. Alright, nothing really jumped out at me, so I went ahead and did what I always do. I typed it up without talking. Let's run it and see what we got. Okay, let's go circle. 23. There we go. Let's go rectangle. 22. 25. Oh, 24. Lots of dollars. 23. Let's run it again. Oh, I tried to run it without running it. Got it. Rectangle. Another rectangle. 22. 11. Go. Alright, so let's try to calculate it this time, and I think. Yeah, let's go. Alright, let's look at the code again. This time, I think we got it. Alright, so from line 2 to 8 to 18, check that out. And that's what we got. So let's scroll down again from 18 to 33. See if this thing calculated for us. Oh, still got another Alright, so we'll look at this again. It's got to be up here then. So let's see, loops up my IO stream. We got, let's see, IO string, we got string, IO manip, and we got our CMath. And we got our name constant, that's all correct. And our variables are correct. And cal fix show point, set precision, set to 2, and our semicolon. And that's, hey, we're gonna blame this one on the on the GitHub, so no worries. I think the GitHub wouldn't run it. I'm sure it's gonna run because it did check it twice. If anyone finds it out, please put it in a comment, but I do believe this is correct. And if you're not getting it, get your instructor to give a closer look. But let's do this again. From line 2 to 20. If you need that, go ahead and pause it. And from 22 to 41. Likewise, if you need that, go ahead and pause it. And from 42, we'll leave it here at 37. Go down again. All right, it's 37 to 57. Check that out. All right, you go ahead and pause that as we're going to scroll down one more time. And that's all the way to the end. Make sure your brackets are in the right place. Make sure spelling, punctuality. Let's make sure my brackets are in the right place. Close, open. Yep, brackets look good. All right, so that's all for that exercise 4-4. We're going to move on to our next one. All right, on this program, we're going to do programming in C++, programming exercise 4-5. I did see something I did wrong. I had the wrong one open. That's why we didn't get the score. But I'll go back and redo that one at a later time. So let's move on about this 4-5 and see what it's all about. Okay, in a right triangle, the square of the length of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the length of the other two sides. Write a program that prompts the user to enter the length of 3 sides of a triangle and then outputs a message indicating whether the triangle is a right triangle. If the triangle is a right triangle, output it is the right angle triangle. If the triangle is not a right triangle, output it is not a right angle triangle. So program determines if a triangle is a right triangle, and correct output determined by evaluating the 3 sides. Alright, so let's go right on, look at our code, and in this one we will need our include statement. We're only going to use the IO manip this time, so let's go ahead and enter that. And then we'll name constant. We won't need any name constants, so let's do our cosmetic and make a little room to work. And let's see. Start by declaring our variables. We have 3 doubles, so let's do those. Side 1, side 2, oops, and side 3. Next we have an integer, 3 integers. We'll call them integer side 1, integer side 2, and integer side 3. So next, we'll see out enter the lengths of the sides a triangle. Enter the lengths of the sides of a triangle. Let's go enter the lengths of the sides a triangle. side 1, side 2, side 3 will be the variables. And we'll inline there. Alright, next let's do the int side. Side 1. So let's do equal. Let's use our static cast. Clear up. Side 3. Yep. Side 1, side 2, side 3. Inline. Oh, look at it. Static. Static cast. Int. And then let's make this equal to is equal to. Let's do int side 2 times int side 2 plus int side 3 times int side 2. Int side 2 plus int side 2. Int side 2 times it, and plus int side 3. Horrible speller when I'm trying to do math in my head. Side 3 times inside 3. Side 3, okay. And let's go. Or, let's do our bars. And or inside 1. So let's go ahead and copy these to. It's going to be very similar. It's going to be so inside 2. It's going to be static cast. Oh man, I got this. I'm going to save these because I made these again. Let's go X. Let's go this route. Static cast int side 1 times 100. Yeah, I'm going to lose that, so, oh well, I'll type it again. B and B. There you go. Nope, I need this one. Alright, so this is going to be side 2. This is going to be side 2. This is going to be side 3. This is going to be side 3. And there we have it. So, let's do it again. Inside 1 equals static cast int. My close there, there, and there. And we got our space, and one more space. And 2 times 2. 2, 3, 2, 5. Alright, so it's equals. Inside 2, inside 3 equals static cast it. And then side side 3 times 100. Alright, those look good. I don't need this. So let's go. Alright. Overthinking this. One at a time. Alright, so let's do the if statement here then. If two of these inside one times, so I try to do all this in one line, inside one equals, and let's close out, hold up the third one, inside the space, let's go, inside two times inside two plus inside three times inside three. Alright, we got it. So we should have two of those closed brackets, but one is of course by so one is still open at the end. Got it. Okay. One of them is going to stay open. So I'll just add it at the end. Now let's use our OR pipes and OR. And since this if, let's go ahead and do this because it's going to be very similar. And so I'll put another line here if I need to. I know it's not going to line up. It's not indented, but this is going to be indented. It's going to be tab over. So inside two, let's change this to also inside two. Then inside one, so one times inside one. And then inside three stays the same, inside three. So let's go down here, do it one more time. Tab, Control V, and this is going to be a three. Changes to three. Changes to one. Two. Two, one. Zero, one. And this is going to be two times inside two. And I need my third bracket to close. Close this one up here. So the red dash should go away. Don't need these second ones on the second line. And maybe that one. So this should go away. Find that mistake then. Oh, my whole bars. Didn't have my bars there. Now it should go away. There we go. Alright, so let's go and take some room here. So we're going to line up with this if, or actually we're going to finish this by providing a statement. It's going to be, if it is a right angle triangle, else cancel out. It is not a right angle triangle, so we'll definitely use this line and put that right there. It is not a right angle triangle. And line. This time we're going to go straight to run this thing, see what we get, and then we'll check the code after that. Alright, so we're going to enter limits to the sides, 12. I was supposed to do a blank up there. Let's run it again. 12, 6, and 8. 6. This is not a right angle triangle. Okay, there we go. So I added my three numbers. Let's calculate, and we'll look at the code. This one kind of went smoothly, I think. But I think that about all of them. So let's look at our code. Okay. So start at line 2. We added our IO manip. We went down and declared our variables, our three doubles, side 1, side 2, side 3, our three integers, int side 1, int side 2, int side 3. Then we enter the lengths of the sides, a triangle. Side 1, side 2, side 3 variables were used, the doubles that is. And you see we got our three green check marks, and we got our 100% for the grade. So if you did the same, go ahead and submit that. If you're still working, follow me for the code. And here it is. Inside 1, inside 2, inside 3 equals your static cast int. Side 1 times 100, side 2 inside times 100, and side 3 times 100. All right, so you can look at that from line 2 to 20. Let's go right here. From line 2 to 22. Give you a few seconds with that. Now, if you're still looking at it, that's okay. But we're going to go ahead and move down. So go ahead and pause. So I'll give you the rest of that. Look at that. Look at the brackets. Make sure your brackets are lined up. There's only one, so you don't have to worry about that. So, all right. So that was it for 4-5. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next one, and we'll see you there. And actually, let's take a quick break right after this. Programming in C++, programming exercise 4-6. This one, a box of cookies can hold 24 cookies, and a container can hold 75 boxes of cookies. Write a program that prompts the user to enter the total number of cookies. The program then outputs the number of boxes and the number of containers to ship the cookies. Note that each box must contain the specified number of cookies, and each container must contain the specified number of boxes. If the last box of cookies contains less than the number of specified cookies, you can discard it and output the number of leftover cookies. Similarly, if the last container contains less than the number of specified boxes, you can discard it and output the number of leftover boxes. So task 1, correct output for test cases. All right, so let's look at our code. A bit bigger. All right, first thing we're going to need to do is our include statement. We'll need to use our IO manip. So let's put that in. Uh-oh. Let's try one for the last one. So we can count it. Oops. Let's get that under control. Let's see. Control V. And IO manip. Alright, and we have two constants that we're going to use for this one, and they're going to be integers this time. Constant int, and let's do number of cookies in box. And that's going to equal x box is equal 24. Semicolon. And then another constant int container capacity. That's going to equal 75. 75 boxes can go into a container. Let's get this cosmetic work done. Make a little room. And let's start by declaring our variables. And we're going to declare 5, and they're all going to be integers. And let's start with number of cookies. Just like this. Set this in room. Number of boxes. And number of containers. Then we got leftover cookies. Leftover one word. leftover boxes. So let's see out and enter the total number of cookies. And then cancel in, we're seeing number of cookies. Do some math on this one. Let's go. Number of boxes equals number of boxes divided by container capacity. Use our name constant and a semicolon. And leftover cookies. That will equal number of cookies percentage number of cookies in a box. We'll use our other name constant. So then let's go down to number of containers equals number of boxes divided by container capacity. This is going to be container capacity. This is going to be number of cookies in the box, like this one. So, there we go. So number of boxes equals number of boxes divided by number of cookies in the box. Leftover cookies equals number of cookies percentage number of cookies in the box, and then number of containers equals number of boxes divided by container capacity. Then we have leftover boxes equals number of boxes percentage container capacity. Semicolon. And let's continue on with the math because we have to actually no, with that let's do C out. And the number of cookie boxes needed to hold the cookies. Okay. And then boxes. If leftover cookies is greater than 0, cookies greater than 0, and C out. leftover cookies. And then inline. Alright. Next, let's go to another case row. Some verbiage. Let's go. The number of containers needed to store the cookie boxes. Let's finish on this line. Number of containers. Line. So leftover cookies. And then next we got, let's see, leftover boxes, leftover cookies, okay, leftover boxes. So the same line. If leftover boxes is greater than 0, then we'll do very similar. Let's these counts should be over here. Not this one, but this one. This one's good. That one's good. This one, but this one needs to get in it. There we go. So out. Leftover boxes. Leftover boxes. And space. And then leftover boxes. Semicolon and line. Right, so in that. Semicolon. Yes. Alright, any day now. Let's go this up. See what's wrong with this. Leftover boxes, inline, space, inline. So something before here is not in it, and it is. If number of containers, if leftover boxes is greater than 0, cancel out. Boxes. Why this is, oh, okay. Semicolon. There's a semicolon right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll run the code first, just to make sure it goes through, then we'll review it. Alright, calculates. Enter total number of cookies. 23, 4, 2. 14 boxes can store cookies. Number of containers needed to store the cookie boxes. That doesn't sound right. E-cookies. Let's correct that. E-cookies. Cookies. Let's see if my 24 and 75. Let's pause this and look at this closer. Mistake. Number of boxes, this should be number of cookies. Divided by number of cookies in the box. And leftover cookies, it goes number of cookies as well. That's already there. Shrink it so you can see the whole thing. percentage, number of cookies in the box, number of containers equals the number of boxes divided by container capacity. Leftover boxes equals the number of boxes for each container capacity. So the number of cookies the box need to hold the cookies, number of boxes. Leftover cookies, leftover cookies, leftover cookies. That's good. And number of containers needed to store the cookie boxes. Number of containers, that's correct. And then if leftover is greater than 0 this time, leftover boxes. Yeah, everything is good. Let's try it again. That might have been the only mistake besides the spelling. So let's go 2, 3, 4, 4. So here's some box 6s. Those numbers look good. So let us go ahead and calculate this bad boy. And while we look at that, let's check out our code again. Let's go up here. We did use our IO map, our IO manip in line 2. And our two named constants, number of cookies in box was 24, container capacity was 75. Right, then we did our line 12 and 13, our variables, number of cookies, number of boxes, number of containers, and leftover cookies, leftover boxes. So we see our green, we got our 100%. And like I said, if you got a 100%, go ahead and submit it. If not, continue to check out your code. I'm going to leave this here for a few seconds, and now I'm going to scroll down. So go ahead and pause it. Remember, we started line 2, then 6 to 7, and then 12 and 13, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. All right, so let's go down to number 22. Look at all of that. You can check that out. And we will bounce on that. So if you need more time, please go ahead and pause it. And I'll take you back up to the top one more time. So if you need more time with the top, go ahead and pause that too. If not, we're going to move on. And that's going to be our last video for this. But I got one more thing to show you right after this. When I did 4-4, I actually ran it on 4-3. That's why once I read the instructions, it closed down, and I paused it and set it back up. And I actually ran it on 4-3. That's why we got that 24%. So I copied and pasted the same code in the right area, 4-4, and as you can see, we've got 100%. So, but the code for that, like I said before, it was correct. So you can look at it now if you didn't get it before. But if you had the right code in, the same code I did last time, yours probably got 100%, and that's why mine didn't. So just be careful if you're doing assignments, if you close it down and shut back up or whatever. Make sure that I can't see how to tell on this page what assignment it is, but I think I can go back here and look at programming exercise 4-4, but on this page I couldn't. So yeah, I just had the wrong assignment open when I redid it. I tried to copy and paste where I left off, and it did not work. But this is the right code, so I'll leave it with you for a few seconds from line 1 down to 21 or 22, where it's C out and then inline semicolon. Then I'm going to scroll down, so you can go ahead and pause it if you need more time with that. And same thing with 24 to 40, or 23 to 42. Look at that for a few seconds. Now, go ahead and pause it. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down again. That's 42 to 61. Now go ahead and pause that. We'll scroll down again for the last time. And that's the rest of the code. So once again, thank you for watching the video. Make sure that you got your YouTube account set up. It's free. It takes less than a minute. So if you don't have one yet by the time you watch this video, go ahead and take time to set one up. And then so you can like, leave comments, and subscribe to the channel. All right. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a wonderful day.